All right, today we're going to dig into something really cool. It's a story from the deep Amazon, all about a mysterious, man-made soil. And get this, it's so fertile, it actually grows over time. This is an ancient secret that could totally change how we think about gardening, farming, and maybe even how we tackle climate change.
So, just think about this for a second. The Amazon rainforest, right? It looks so incredibly lush and green, but believe it or not, the soil there is actually pretty terrible. The heavy rains just wash all the nutrients away, which makes long-term farming almost impossible. So, what if I told you that hidden in this exact environment, there are patches of soil that have been feeding people for over 2,000 years?
That's exactly what a soil scientist named Wim Sombrecht stumbled upon back in 1966. It was a complete anomaly, something that, by all accounts, shouldn't exist. You'd think a discovery like this would have revolutionized agriculture right then and there, but instead, it kind of remained a buried secret for decades.
Okay, so let's get into it. What exactly is this impossible soil and where did it come from? Well, it's called Terra Preta, and the amazing thing is, it wasn't made by nature.
Terra Preta literally just means black earth in Portuguese, and it's the legacy of these incredibly advanced indigenous societies in the Amazon. For thousands of years, they intentionally built these super fertile islands of soil by mixing in charcoal, bits of broken pottery, bones, basically all of their organic waste right into the ground. And when you look at the comparison, the difference is just staggering. Terra Preta isn't just a little bit better, it has 3 times more organic matter and a mind-blowing 18 times more carbon. But the wildest part is this last one. It's self-renewing. The microbial life in this soil is so active that these patches of black earth have actually been found to expand all on their own over time.
So, you have to ask, how in the world did they do it? How did they create a living soil that just breaks all the normal rules of nature and lasts for millennia? Well, the answer comes down to one key transformative ingredient. And that secret ingredient is called biochar. Now, it's a very special kind of charcoal. It's made by smoldering organic stuff, like wood, with very little oxygen. This process, it's called pyrolysis, and it creates this carbon structure that is incredibly stable. It just doesn't break down, so it can lock carbon away in the soil for thousands of years. And here's why it's such a total game changer. Its structure is super porous, so it's kind of like a luxury hotel for all the good microbes that make soil healthy. It also has this natural electrical charge that acts like a magnet for nutrients, grabbing onto them so they don't get washed away. And of course, it holds onto that carbon for millennia, which makes it a powerful tool for a healthier planet.
The ancient recipe they used was just a masterpiece of living in a cycle. They'd create the charcoal, mix it with all their food scraps and organic waste, and then just systematically build up the soil around where they lived. It was a long-term, generational investment in the health of their land.
So look, this ancient wisdom is so much more than just a history lesson. It's actually the foundation of a modern movement that's trying to heal our planet's soils, and it's called regenerative agriculture. And this slide just lays out the difference perfectly. You've got the dominant industrial model, which often treats soil like dirt, just a dead medium you pump full of chemicals. That process depletes the soil's life and releases carbon. Then you have the regenerative approach, inspired by things like Terra Preta, that sees soil as a living, breathing ecosystem you need to nurture. And that, in turn, restores health and pulls carbon out of the atmosphere. The whole idea with regenerative agriculture is to work with nature by following a few simple principles. You see them here. Minimizing disturbance means less plowing, which protects that complex web of life underground. Keeping the soil covered with either plants or mulch protects it from washing away. Living roots feed those soil microbes all year long. And more diversity in both plants and animals creates a stronger, more resilient system, just like those ancient Amazonians did.
And I really want to stress, this is not just about big farms. The health of the soil right under our feet has a direct, profound, and honestly, an often overlooked impact on our own physical and mental well-being. This number, it's just startling. Studies that have compared food composition data over the years have shown that the mineral content in many of our fruits and vegetables has plummeted, in some cases by as much as 43% in the last 50 years. This is a direct result of farming on degraded, lifeless soil.
The connection is so direct, it's almost unbelievable. Healthy, living soil creates more nutrient-dense plants. When we eat those plants, it literally seeds our gut with a diverse community of microbes. And scientists are now linking a healthy gut microbiome to everything from a stronger immune system to better mental health. What's in the soil literally ends up inside our bodies and affects how we think and feel.
Okay, now for the best part.
You can actually start this revolution right in your own backyard or in a community garden. You don't need 1,000 acres, you just need to apply these same simple principles.
And it's really just a simple 4-step process. First, you get some pure lump charcoal. And please, not the briquettes you use for grilling. Crush it up into smaller, pea-sized pieces. Then comes the most important step. You have to charge it. You have to fill up that carbon sponge with nutrients before you put it in your garden. The best way to do this is just to mix it right into a fresh compost pile.
I really can't say this enough. If you put that empty biochar sponge straight into your garden, it will immediately suck up all the nitrogen and nutrients that are already there, and it will basically starve your plants. So please, always charge your biochar first.
You see, when we apply these ancient lessons, we're not just improving a small patch of ground. We're actually taking part in a much bigger story, a story of regeneration and creating a more sustainable future for everyone.
And this isn't just some nice idea. The results are proven. A huge analysis of over 400 different field trials confirms what indigenous Amazonians knew thousands of years ago. Adding biochar to soil leads to major, long-term increases in crop yields, all while making the soil healthier.
This is such a powerful idea to think about. Terra Preta proves that human activity doesn't always have to be destructive. We actually have the ability to be a regenerative force on this planet, to partner with nature to create ecosystems that are even more abundant and resilient than they were before. And all of this leaves us with one final, crucial question. The wisdom of Terra Preta isn't just about a recipe for soil. It's about a mindset, a patient, generational way of caring for the land. So, as we rediscover these powerful tools, how do we use them to build healthier communities and local food security, without falling into that modern trap of just trying to extract more faster? That's the challenge and the huge opportunity this ancient Black Earth presents to all of us today.